So
Yeah.
now the Advancement Project put out a report, Our Silence Won't Protect Us. And it basically shows that since January, there have been 103 anti-protest bills across the country that criminalize protests and make it harder to exercise our First Amendment rights. Now, this the question, because our sister says she loved being in the streets. Okay, now, how do people protest and stay safe? Because we got to do both.
No, that's a great question. First, let me just add on to what my sister Monifa said about the many ways that we've been involved. And the beauty of it is we don't have to critique or judge who's doing any one of those things, right? Because at the end of the day, we are not oppressed through one tactic, and we're not going to come out of this through one tactic. And so all of those ways that Monifa was describing, plus many of the other ways that folks are doing, all of that has value. And when we can recognize that value in all these tactics, that's when we win, right? In terms of the protest and the safety, I mean, that's real. You know, we're an organization that drives around in what we call the blackest bus in America. We are literally a moving target. And so, as Black Voters Matter, at least. And so we take security seriously. And in fact, that's another one of those preparatory things that Monifa was talking about, the ways that folks have been, preparing and training, even like the know your rights stuff or the self-defense stuff, right? That's also a part of the resistance. And that's also something that we need to value. And whatever the tactic is, we need to have those discussions and be very intentional about how we're thinking about our self-defense, how we're training folks around knowing what their rights are, knowing how to respond to different situations. And we just need to do so, being cautious, but not letting that fear keep us from action, right? And demanding that those that we're around are equally cautious. Because again, if we're in partnership, if we're in coalition with folks that don't recognize our need for that security, like when I ask that question, if they just laugh at it, like, "Oh, why are you asking that?" Then that's not a space we need to be. So you need everybody that's around you in whatever coalition or grouping that you're rolling with to also be as serious to recognize that yes, we face some unique threats,